IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva has warned that higher inflation and weaker growth ahead are inevitable for the global economy as a consequence of the Iran war, as the institution prepares to downgrade its economic forecasts.
크리스탈리나 게로기예바 국제통화기금 IMF 총재는 이란 전쟁의 여파로 세계 경제가 앞으로 고물가와 저성장을 겪을 것이 불가피하다고 경고했으며 IMF는 세계 경제 성장률 전망치를 낮출 것으로 알려졌습니다. What do we know?
So, they're preparing to downgrade its economic forecast. So, before the war, the IMF anticipated issuing a small upgrade on its outlook for the global growth of 3.3% in 2026 and 3.2% in 2027, according to Georgieva. So, this was prior to the war breaking out. So, we've got to assume that because of the war, those are going to be significantly pulled back.
Exactly. If something is inevitable, what does that mean?
Something that's inevitable is something that is going to happen no matter what. If you're a Marvel fan and you saw the Avengers Endgame, then there's a very famous line when Thanos, he's just about to snap his finger and he says, I am inevitable. Okay. Meaning it doesn't matter what you do or what you do to try to stop me, I'm still going to be able to do what I set out to do. Because there was like time travel involved and stuff in the movie. But it was a cool line because like the meaning, like I am inevitable. It doesn't matter what happens in time or what you can do. I'm still going to accomplish what I'm going to accomplish.
Yeah, because we don't normally say someone is inevitable.
Exactly.
It's an interesting line.
It was a very famous line.
그렇군요. 그러면 마블 팬들은 바로 이해하시겠어요? 자, 보통 inevitable 그러면은 불가피하다라는 뜻입니다. 그래서 예를 들어서 살을 빼기 위해서는 운동을 하는 것은 불가피하죠. 피할 수 없어요. 식단 조절 불가피해요. 이런 얘기 할 때, in order to lose weight, keeping a strict diet and exercising, these are inevitable things. You might not like it, but you have to. That's what I tell myself. It's very hard to do.
There's a saying that we have in the West about things that are inevitable. So they always say like the two things that you can count on in life are death and taxes. And sometimes we'll say like one more thing if that's something or someone that you can always count on, right? Like death, taxes, and Chesujin with Morning Special, right? Like there's something that you can always count on. It's inevitable. Like these things will always happen.
무슨 일이 있어도 뭐 항상 일어날 일들 아니면 항상 그 자리에 있을 사람. 근데 앞에 두 개는 굉장히 부정적인데 death and taxes. 근데 그 뒤에는 이제 내가 믿는 사람을 이렇게 붙여서 얘기 많이 하는 거군요.
I mean, it can be positive or negative as the final person or the final thing that you add to it.
알겠습니다. 네. What about as a consequence of something?
A consequence is like a cause and effect thing, usually when it comes to like punishment. So like when you think of a consequence of something, like because you did this, this is the consequence. This is the effect of the cause that you did. But you think of if you did something wrong, then the consequence of that would be the punishment. Right. Is this is the consequence. Because you did this bad thing, this punishment is your consequence.
그렇죠. consequence의 사전적인 의미는 결과지만 보통은 잘못한 행동에 대한 대가의 의미로 많이 써요. 그래서 as a consequence of something이라고 하면은 무엇의 결과로, 무엇의 대가로 이렇게 볼 수 있겠습니다. 지금 이 헤드라인 같은 경우에는 이 이란 전쟁으로 인해서 그것 때문에 그다음에 이제 이러이러한 것들이 불가피하다 이렇게 얘기를 하고 있죠.
Sometimes people will say after you've done something wrong and you know that punishment is coming, then you'll say like, I have to face the consequences or you have to face the consequences. So because you did this, now you have to receive this.
Exactly. Normally a punishment.
Yes.
자, 다시 읽어보겠습니다. IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva has warned that higher inflation and weaker growth ahead are inevitable for the global economy as a consequence of the Iran war, as the institution prepares to downgrade its economic forecasts. Here's our next headline.
A storied collection of 20th century Mexican art, including a trove of Frida Kahlo paintings, is slated for transfer to Spain in July, sparking outrage among Mexico's cultural elite who contend the move violates national heritage regulations and deprives the public of a vital cultural treasure.
프리다 칼로의 걸작들을 포함한 20세기 멕시코 예술의 국보급 컬렉션이 오는 7월 스페인으로 옮겨져 전시될 것으로 알려진 가운데 멕시코 문화계 인사들은 이번 반출이 멕시코 국가유산 관리 규정을 위반하고 자국민의 문화적 권리를 박탈하는 것이라며 분노를 표시했습니다. They're not happy about this.
No, not at all. So there's some 70 pieces from the esteemed Gelman collection, which hasn't been shown in Mexico in nearly 20 years. It's worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's going to be shipped to Spain as part of this deal between their Mexican owner, who's a prominent industrial family named the Zambranos, and it's going to be connected with a Spain institution for their viewing pleasure. Obviously, Mexico and Spain have a connection
Yeah, of course. They
of
speak
sorts.
the same language as well.
Yeah.
자, 근데 이게 컬렉션인데 한 70개의 작품들이 같이 있는 컬렉션이다. A storied collection이라고 했어요. What does that mean?
A storied something is something that would be famous, or usually something in a positive way. We talk about athletes quite
Yeah.
often who had a storied career. So this athlete was very famous and did a lot of good things in his career. So it's someone that people remember the same way that you might remember a story.
Storied, S-T-O-R-I-E-D라고 하면은요, 유서 깊다, 유명하다, 뭐 이것으로 잘 알려졌다가 다 될 수 있습니다. 선수에 대해서 이 사람은 이러한 커리어를 가지고 있다 그러면은 정말 길이길이 남을 만한 그런 커리어가 되겠고요. 지금 이 컬렉션 같은 경우에는 아주 그 유서 깊은 컬렉션이다, 소장품이다 이렇게 볼 수도 있겠죠. What about depriving the public of something?
If you deprive the public of something, then you're not allowing them to do something or receive something. So they would normally get something, but for whatever reason, then if they are deprived of it, they're no longer able to receive or enjoy this thing that they were supposed to have gotten.
Exactly. Be deprived of something, 무언가를 누리지 못하는 거고요. 이 deprivation이라는 명사가 바로 결핍이 되겠습니다. 그래서 depriving the public, 대중으로 하여금 뭐를 못하게 한다 이런 표현을 쓰고 있는데 자국민, 멕시코 자국민의 문화적 권리를 박탈하는 것이다. 이런 얘기하면서 이 표현이 나왔네요.
Yeah, very much a negative term where, somebody that should or would like to receive this thing is not being able to.
If you say, I've been deprived of something.
Yes.
내가 누려야 할 무언가가 빼앗겼다라는 의미가 되겠죠. 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. A storied collection of 20th century Mexican art, including a trove of Frida Kahlo paintings, is slated for transfer to Spain in July, sparking outrage among Mexico's cultural elite, who contend the move violates national heritage regulations and deprives the public of a vital cultural treasure. Let's move on to our final headline.
A 1945 Domaine de la Romanée Conti wine, one of only about 600 ever produced and a coveted collectible among historic wine connoisseurs, has shattered the record for the most expensive bottle ever sold at auction by fetching $812,500.
600병 정도만 생산돼 유명 와인 전문가들 사이에서 귀한 수집 대상으로 알려진 1945년산 로마네 콩티 와인 한 병이 얼마 전 경매에서 81만 2,500달러, 우리 돈으로 약 12억 원에 낙찰돼 지금까지 경매에서 팔린 와인 중 역대 최고가 기록을 경신했습니다. Okay, tell us more.
Yeah, so the previous world record for a wine sold at an auction was set by a bottle of the same wine that was
Okay.
back in 2018. That sold for $558,000. So 812.5. I mean, this is almost twice as expensive as it was back in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a vintage that goes back to 1945. And apparently, they're saying that before World War II, they kind of raised their grapes differently. And then post war, they started using different pesticides or different chemicals to ensure that bugs wouldn't be able to get at the grapes. Therefore, they say that the wines before 45 and after 45 taste different.
So it's an important year.
Yeah, which is why they do see this as being so expensive. And it is a Pinot Noir grape, which, I think wine connoisseurs do enjoy that type. I think
Yeah.
in Korea, I feel like Korea is very much into Cabernet Sauvignons, but I
You
know
seem to know your wine very well.
I do enjoy
Yeah.
wines quite a bit, but I also know that the more expensive wines are typically Pinot Noirs.
All right, let's have a look at the word connoisseur. You said that this is well known or it's it's coveted by connoisseurs. What's a connoisseur?
A connoisseur would be like an expert in the field of that enjoys talking about or being involved within the culture of something. So
Yeah.
a wine connoisseur would know a lot about wines. They would enjoy drinking wines. They probably spend money on nice bottles of wine as opposed to, someone that just has a glass every now and then at a social event. A connoisseur would really be very knowledgeable about it and really, like a really nice bottle of wine would be
Yeah.
an amazing present for them.
Exactly. 와인 전문가. 영어로는 wine connoisseur. What's a coveted collectible?
Something that is coveted is something that everybody or the person involved would really, really, really like to have. So it's something that is very desirable. And this is a coveted collectible. So something that you might not necessarily consume it. I mean, gosh, that would be so much money to spend on something that I guess either way, whether that's a really expensive glass of wine that you're drinking or it's a very expensive bottle of wine that you're just keeping on your shelf, I guess either way. But a collectible is probably something that you're not going to consume, but something that you're going to keep
Yeah.
just to, have the satisfaction of owning something rather than consuming something.
Yeah, it's interesting because collectible looks like an adjective, but it's a noun.
Yes.
명사예요. A collectible이라고 하면 수집품. coveted는 누구나 가지고 싶어 하는 이게 탐나는 그런 대상이 될 수도 있고 선망의 대상이 될 수도 있습니다. 그래서 누구든지 특히 와인 전문가라면은 가지고 싶어 하는 그런 의미가 되겠죠. 자, 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A 1945 Domaine de la Romanée Conti wine, one of only about 600 ever produced, and a coveted collectible among historic wine connoisseurs, has shattered the record for the most expensive bottle ever sold at auction by fetching $812,500. Well, that's it for the headlines this morning with Jason Lee.